Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing wonderful out there, but if you're not, today is the video to watch because I've been promising a few people that I was going to do a how to heal through a cold or through the flu naturally. And bear with me, my lungs are still trying to do their thing. And I usually try to keep my videos at about 15 minutes so I don't lose you guys. But today on this video, I just don't think that's going to happen because I have a lot of stuff to touch on. So bear with me. Let's roll along here as quickly as we possibly can. And if you miss anything, feel free to email me and I'll be more than glad to give you the stuff, okay? So when I'm trying to heal and I have the flu or I have a healing crisis like I do right now, or I have a cold or whatever it may be, a fever, you name it, I don't take antibiotics because they're deadly. So, and because of a few other issues. But anyway, so I'm going to give you a list of the things that I have to have in my medicine cabinet in order to get through any healing crisis, flu symptom, or cold. And I even use this stuff for my family. The first thing that I absolutely have to have is a skin brush. And a skin brush, for those who don't know, is something like this. It's a dry skin brush. I love this one. I got it at Walmart. They're also available online. I will put a link to a wonderful gentleman that I just love watching his videos because he's just crazy, on how to use the skin brush. And this one, it detaches. So you can actually just put your hand in it. But when my stuff isn't draining and it starts to hurt, I love to take the skin brush and I will brush it. And what it does, because when you have pain, it's your lymphatic system that's not moving. And sometimes I'll get pain in my arms and I'll just brush my arms. And what that does is it gets that lymph system moving, and it also takes away all the skin cells, so it lets your skin breathe, and where you can get better healing a lot quicker. So I will put a link to his video down below, but this is to me, it's a must, especially even when you're detoxing, when your legs hurt, anything hurts. I mean, they even have brushes. I didn't get mine right now, but they even have brushes that for your hair. They're boar hair brushes, and you can actually brush your hair if you have a headache or, or the lymphatic system is stuck up in your head. You can actually brush it and get rid of that. So I just love this one. And then, you can even do your back. So that's the number one thing that I love to have. The second thing that I have to have is, of course, tissue, because your nose is going to be going or for whatever. I love the little cleansing tissues. Okay. They're $1 at Walmart. And I mean, it brings 72 wipes, okay? And they're nice and wet, and they're nice on your nose because you don't end up getting all the cracks. And I mean, that's one of the things that, especially little kids, it drives them crazy because they're like, my nose is cracking, my nose hurts, I don't want to blow it anymore, it hurts. Well, it's nice and wet, so you don't get that cracking and you don't get all that stuff. And for $1, it's just not even worth using toilet tissue, because and these are great. They're $1, Walmart. Even at the dollar store, you can pick them up, okay? The third thing that I love, gotta have wash rags. Sometimes when you start having those fever symptoms or the flu symptoms, an ice pack is sometimes just too strong to use, although I do love ice packs, to put on your forehead. But some people, when it gets to the point where you don't even want to touch your skin because it's so sensitive and it hurts, I love wetting a washcloth, and I will put it in the freezer for 5-10 minutes, whatever, till it freezes. And then you just put it on your forehead, and it feels wonderful. Or you can use it on your neck. So, must have. My new favorite thing is that my neighbor actually introduced me to is a heat sock. This is just a regular, yes, it's clean, a regular sock. And what she did was she took long grain white rice and you fill it up The rice will hold the heat. So, you know, even though you can get a heating pad for like your back or your legs or whatever hurts, I find that to try to get a heating pad behind your neck and stuff is really hard. And when you're on a budget, works just as great. You put it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and you can actually lay it wherever you want, and it gives you that nice heat. Or you can put it, you know, behind your neck, or you know, underneath your back, the swell of your back, your knees, whatever. And you, like I said, you heat it up for 3 minutes in the microwave, and it's good to go. The heat actually lasts quite a long while, and it gets very, very hot. Another thing that I keep is tea for my tummy, because 9 out of 10 times you are gonna have some sort of nausea or upset tummy when you're not feeling good. I love chamomile tea. How easy is that? I mean, just heat up the water, 2 minutes, drop your tea in, and you can add lemon and honey to it, and it soothes your tummy, and it actually has a very calming, soothing effect. So that's great. Or if you're a little bit more adventurous, I love anise and licorice. And what I do is I put it in a tea bag and I heat it up, and these two, the combination is absolutely wonderful. It really, really soothes your tummy. So love those. The next thing that I do, that I keep on hand, is oregano oil. My new best friend. Oregano oil is very, very potent, and it actually burns. So what I do is I take a bottle of water. This one is 16 ounces, and I use one drop of oregano oil for every ounce of water. So this bottle would have 16 drops, okay? And then what you do is you just shake it up, and you can actually see like the oil. And anyway, you just take it and you gargle with it, or you swish your mouth out with it, because it kills all the bacteria in your mouth, and it will kill any bacteria in your throat. So if you have a sore throat or a very irritated throat or strep throat, this will kill it. Okay, let's see. Next on the list is peroxide. Peroxide. Love peroxide. Just regular old 87 cents peroxide. Okay? And what I do is I put it in a little sinus bottle like this. And sometimes during the cold or the flu, you're going to experience this horrible itching in your ears, which just drives you insane. Do not stick a Q-tip in there. You have a higher chance of breaking an eardrum or doing damage with a Q-tip than with this. So what I do is I run it under some hot water, nice hot water. I have my thermostat on my water heater turned up really high. And I run it under hot water till it makes the solution, the peroxide in here, nice and warm. And then you're just going to tilt your head, put it in there, and then just drop it in and fill your whole ear up. And you're going to let it sit in there for 10 minutes. It's going to feel really weird, and it's going to bubble, and it's going to foam, and it's going to do all its thing. But what it's doing is it's killing all that bacteria that's making your ears itch. And sometimes you'll even feel it as it's running down your throat, and that's fine because it's killing all that. And I'll do it up to 1 time a day if I have to, till it goes away. But usually, if you do it like 3 times in a row, it's gone. You don't have that itching anymore. And this healing crisis that I've had, it's been really bad. I mean, the itching in my ears has been just horrible. So peroxide is going to be your new best friend. The next thing is electrolyte water. Sometimes because you have diarrhea, or you urinate a lot because your kidneys are trying to dump those toxins, or you're throwing up, whatever, you need to stay hydrated. So instead of running out to the store and getting Pedialyte, which is very expensive, I mean, it's like, wow. Or you have little kids, as long as they're not under 2 years old, okay, I do not recommend this if they are under 2 years old. But if they are 2 years or above and you want to stay hydrated, I do it every once in a while just because you get 1 quart of water, 3 lemons, 1/3 cup of raw honey. It must be raw. Regular honey does not work. It has to be raw, and you can pick it up at any health food store. And half a teaspoon of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Mix it all together. Okay, you're going to heat up the water just enough to melt the honey, and you're going to add all these ingredients together. Shake it up real good. Put it in your refrigerator. A best homemade electrolyte hydrating that you can get. It's wonderful. And I do it for other purposes, which I'll share with you in a minute. Okay, the next thing on the list is Vicks Vaporub. This stuff has been around for centuries, and there's a reason for that. This is like every house should have this, whether you're healing naturally or not healing naturally. You can put this in hot water, boiling hot water. You can take a tablespoon, drop it into the hot water, put a towel over your head, and you can breathe it. Oh, it smells so good. Or you can just take it and literally just like rub it all on your neck, behind your ears, all on your chest. Have someone rub it on your back if you can. So it will get in there, and those vapors will open up your lungs and get that stuff out. And believe me, I don't know about you, but with me, the Vicks Vaporubs gets that junk out of there 3 times faster than if I didn't use it. So, yeah, I should be buying this stuff in like gallon buckets. Okay, let's see. Saline nose spray. If you have a lot of problems in your sinuses, I recommend saline nose spray or neti pots, and rinse out your nose with neti pots. I do not recommend the nasal spray unless it's just you're so horribly congested. If you want to use it for 3 days, because what happens with the nasal spray is they have like a backlash. After about using it for 3 days, it actually, instead of opening up your sinuses, it actually swells all your membranes, and it causes more issues if you use them past 72 hours than if you didn't. So if you're going to be spraying something into your nose for days and days and days and days, saline nasal spray, it's what they give you in the hospital to use because they know. And, you know, your neti pot is another wonderful thing to use. Okay, Epsom salt. Epsom salt is it's wonderful to take baths in. And what I do is you just fill up the bathtub with hot water, and you use apple cider vinegar, not regular vinegar. You can, I guess, but you're better off using the natural stuff. You apple cider vinegar and like 2 cups of Epsom salt, and you put it in the bathtub. And what it does is it draws all the toxins out through your skin. And for little kids, it actually, if they're constipated, it actually goes into their skin and it helps them to eliminate. So I've always have Epsom salt in my medicine cabinet. And it's like $3.50, I believe. It's pretty inexpensive. Oh, and your plants love it too. If you mix like you know, a few tablespoons in a gallon of water and pour it on your plants, ooh, you can have the prettiest green plants anywhere. Let's see. Another thing that you can do if you're having any throat problems or stuff like that is you can actually swoosh around coconut oil. Just take, and it's got to be the virgin, you know, the good coconut oil, not just any coconut oil that you pick up anywhere. But you want to get it at your health food store, and you can take like 2 tablespoons, put it in your mouth, and swoosh it around. Just keep swooshing it for like 5 or 10 minutes and spit it out. Do not spit it into your sink. It will clog up your plumbing. You want to spit it into a garbage can. And what it does is it draws all the impurities out. It will take everything out of your throat, out of your sinuses. It'll pull all that stuff, and then you can just spit everything out. Another thing is if you're if your throat is horrible, horrible, horrible to the point where you can't even swallow, where that strep throat is just really getting to you, one of the best things that I have found is called a magic mouthwash. And you take 2 tablespoons of Mylanta. You can use milk and magnesia if you have to, but Mylanta is definitely preferred because of the chemicals in it. 2 tablespoons of Mylanta, 2 tablespoons of Benadryl, and 2 tablespoons of water. You mix in a little cup, shake it, and you gargle with it, and it's basically, it will numb everything. I mean, it will numb your throat. It will numb you. It's like almost like that stuff the dentists give you. So yeah, if it gets really, really bad, even though that has a few chemicals in it, those are the chemicals that you want to heal your throat. Okay, so last but not least is if you have fevers, when your body is trying to heal itself and it's trying to detox, those toxic cells need a way out. And sometimes, you can defecate all you want, you can urinate all you want, you can cough up all you want, it's not getting out of there because you have more toxins wanting to leave the body than the body is able to excrete at any one sitting. And you're going to know when that happens because you're going to feel horrible. I mean, your shoulders are going to hurt. You feel like your head's about to explode. You just feel nauseated. You feel, oh my God, it's just horrible. That is when the toxins have reached a level where your body's just like, please, please, please help me here. And, you have the fevers going. So, this is your best friend. You can get these at Walgreens. I think I got this one it was like $20. And it's an enema bag. Okay? Coffee enemas. Go to your health food store and pick up organic coffee. You don't want vanilla. You don't want Irish cream. You don't want any of that because it's going into your colon. You're not going to taste it. You want organic, 100% organic coffee. This is my favorite because I don't know, I just love the smell of it and everything else. But anyway, what you do is you place, I have a little bottle that has quart on it. You can get a quart bottle. I fill it up to the quart line with distilled water, okay? Distilled water is like 87 cents. And I put it into your pot. And then you want to take 3 rounded tablespoons of the coffee, put it in there. You're going to set it to boil, okay? Let it boil for 5 minutes. And why you want it to boil for 5 minutes is you want all that extra oil to just go away. You want it to break up and leave. You don't want those oils in your body. Okay, once it's all done, you want to let it cool down. And what I do is I strain it back into here. But what's going to happen is you're only going to have about that much coffee when you strain it back. So you're going to have to take some distilled water and add distilled water back up to the quart line. Okay, so now you have 1 quart. I don't know, there's a lot of people that can take 1 quart of coffee, but 98% of the population cannot. And most of the clients that I have worked with cannot take 1 quart of coffee into their system. It's just, and you want to keep it down in your lower colon. I mean, you don't even want it going up into your, your ascending colon or anything. You want to keep it down in your lower colon. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take, I take 2 of these little jars, okay, and I put half in one, half in the other, and there you go. This is round 1, this is round 2. So what you end up doing is there's a lot of videos on doing enemas online, and I'm going to try, there's actually 2 people that I really like online that show very well how to do them, and I'm going to put links to that down below. So if you need to do that. When somebody is running a very high fever like I was, I think I was running about 104, I was feeling like I wanted to just die. You just get this up there. By the time you do the first one, you're going to go, wow, okay, I feel better, ready to run a marathon. It will drop that fever instantly. This is the way it was done in olden days, people. I don't know why now we want to suppress, gotta suppress. That's like the worst thing that you can do to your body is suppress symptoms, because it's like karma. It's going to come back around and it's going to bite you in the ass harder the next time around than this time. So I don't suppress anything. I'm like, everything's got to come out. I want better out than in. Everything out. And every client I have ever had that has ever done one of these when they're sick, they're like, godsend, and I'm going out to buy one, and that's it. Now, what I do to make it easier when I'm sick is I make a whole bunch of these. I mean, I have like 6 of these ready. And whenever I feel sick, what I do is I fill this up with very, very hot water. I drop 2 of these in there, hot water bath, and wait about 5 minutes. I shake it up, give it about another 5 minutes, and they're ready to go. They're body temperature and ready to go. A lot of people are highly against coffee enemas, and they say that they're not good for you and they're bad for you. These people that say that do not understand how the human body works. It opens up your liver. It gets all the toxins out of your liver. And they usually say to hold them for 10 minutes. I found that is just not possible. But if you can at least hold it for 3 minutes, your liver filters your blood every 3.5 minutes. So if you can hold it for 3.5 minutes, it's done. And you can actually hear when your liver lets go of the toxins, because it's almost like a huge gurgling sound. It's a very weird sound, and you'll never forget it once you feel it. But yeah, and I actually I don't know if I'm actually going to ever be doing a whole video on coffee enemas, because I have a lot of people that argue with me about them and how bad they are. A lot of people think or believe, I don't know, that they're very dehydrating to your body. If they are, do what I do. Whenever I have to do coffee enemas, I drink my electrolyte water. I drink 1 a day. So make sure I stay hydrated. Another thing that people will argue is adrenals, that they're very hard on the adrenals. I have not found that to be the case. No one else I've ever talked to has found that to be the case. And there's actually, a lot of documentation that is not the case. So I haven't found any harm. There's a few dangers to coffee enemas. And one, you want to make sure that the water temperature, it's simple dangers that people, it's not using common sense. You don't want the water to be too hot, because it's going to burn you internally. The coffee will scorch you. You want to make sure you strain the coffee. You don't want to be putting tons of coffee grounds up into your intestines. So you want to strain them. You want the liquid. You don't want the coffee grounds. And of course, you can do, just like medication, just like aspirin to lower your fever, you can do enemas every 4 hours. Okay, so, but you do not want to exceed 4 a day. It's no different than taking aspirin. There's people that have died doing coffee enemas because they've done 12 and 15 and 20 a day. Common sense. Okay, because they do make you feel good. They do. Some people experience a huge high with them. So that is basically how to get through the common cold, get through the common flu, or anything else that you need to get to without seeing your doctor and spending a fortune. Now, the first thing that I want to say is that in order for you to do any of this, in order for you to get through the common cold, to get through the flu, to get through a healing crisis naturally is, how do I put this? I don't want to say ignore the fear, but you cannot do it in fear, because fear is the first thing that's going to make you run to that doctor. And I've noticed that when I go into this thinking, you know what, I can do this, I can heal myself, my body knows what it's doing, my body will protect me, and I will know if it gets so bad that I can't handle it anymore and I have to go see a doctor. I can tell you in the last 3 years, I've had a 4-year-old grandchild that has gotten sick this way. My husband has gotten sick this way. I've had clients that have gotten sick this way, and none of us have ever seen a doctor. You know, but your body will always tell you when enough is enough. So anyway, I hope that you guys stuck around with me, because I know I couldn't keep it down to 15 minutes. Sorry about that. So I hope that if you guys are suffering, I hope this helps you a little bit. And I hope you've at least taken one little tidbit away from this all. And we will see you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.